Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Ellis and today I'm here with a match preview for Liverpool versus Everton. It's the Merseyside derby at Anfield, and this year it's on a Wednesday night. Let's get straight into it. The Merseyside derby, I feel like we've only just had one, and we've got another one's coming back in 2 months maybe after the last one. I can't even remember now. It wasn't long, was it? And we have to go and play Liverpool again and see if we can somehow finally beat them in front of fans at Anfield. It's something that's just evaded us for so long now, and maybe this time could be the time. It's a Wednesday night, and it's a situation where coming back from a break where Everton were doing okay and Liverpool were doing awfully, so the break really has benefited them. I suppose it was good timing for us. We were doing okay. We weren't doing amazingly. We were 9 unbeaten, but we weren't winning loads of games, so I suppose it was a good time to bring players back, and we're ready and refreshed for this first game back. And you don't get bigger than the first game back being the Merseyside derby, do you? So fingers crossed we can somehow do it. But in terms of the team, I imagine it'll be pretty similar to what we've seen recently. Pickford, O'Brien right back, Tarkowski, Branthwaite. You've got a bit of a decision at left back as to whether Vitaly Mykolenko's fit. Ashley Young might come in there, or I don't think Dwight McNeil's going to be ready, so I imagine you'll see Young there, unless Mykolenko's made a miraculous recovery. And then in the midfield, I'd expect to see Idrissa Gueye and James Garner. And then you're looking in front of that, and that's where the decisions come in. What do you do with that three that go in behind Beto? Because we've seen Alcaraz on the left. He's not really a left winger. We've obviously not got Illiman and Dye at the moment, so it's a decision to be made as to who you play in those three slots, and there's 4 players to choose from, isn't there? It's Jesper Lindstrom, Jack Harrison, Doucouré and Alcaraz. I'd personally go with Doucouré, just because for his pressing, the way he just helps the team structure. I think we'll need that in the derby. And then otherwise, I think I'd go with Harrison and Lindstrom either side to get the workhorses and the players who are tracking back, and players who just know the position as well. I think having an out of position Charlie Alcaraz in this game might be a bit dangerous. I think I'd rather use him as a late sub perhaps. I'm just thinking if he's out on the wing getting frustrated, we know he's got a bit of a hot head as well. Could he then go and get sent off? We really could do without that, couldn't we? So I'd be using Alcaraz as a late super sub, hopefully an impact sub on 70 minutes when we're 1-0 up, something like that. But yeah, I think I'd go with Doucouré, Harrison and Lindstrom, and then Beto up front. And there's nothing to fear really, is there? Yes, they're 12 points clear, but they're not doing very well at the moment, are they? So I think the game probably means more to them than it will to us, which, they like to say it's our cup final, but I feel like we're going into this it's just another game really now. It's a chance to go and win at Anfield. You can't really put a dent in their title push because it's as good as done, but you can delay it a little bit further and continue that collapse, I suppose, that they've had in recent weeks. Knocked out of the FA Cup, knocked out of the Carabao Cup in the finals, Newcastle, where they were just totally outplayed. Then they got knocked out to PSG in the Champions League, so that quadruple that was meant to happen is not really looking like it's definitely not going to happen anymore. And they're still gunning for the title. They're probably going to get that. But, if we can just put a bit of a halt on that for a bit, and who knows, it will be extremely surprising to see Liverpool throw the title away from here. But I suppose they've done it before, haven't they? Not from quite a position as superior as this, but maybe. Who knows? I feel like this year it's just Arsenal, Manchester City have really not delivered the challenge that they needed to here. And yes, Liverpool have done well, but they've not really had massive competition, and in the end it looks like they're just going to breeze it really, which is unfortunate for us, but we don't care about them, do we? We're talking about Everton here, and in this game it's about staying in the game, making sure we compete, and just have a bit of bravery as well though, which I think we will see with the Moyes side compared to the Dyche side. We will try in that home game against them where we got that 2-2 equaliser in the last minute. It just shows the endeavour pays off, doesn't it? And I feel like if we can sit back and be compact but also be aggressive when we get it, I think that's how we'll get something from this game. We have to try and open them up because they're not infallible either. They do concede some goals, and I feel like we could nick one, and if we do nick one, who knows then? It gets straight back into their minds that they've been struggling of late, and you never know, do you? One other conundrum they've got is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Obviously, he's pretty much going to be leaving to join Real Madrid, which it's angered a lot of Liverpool fans. So what kind of reception will he get in this game? Will he play? I don't think Conor Bradley's going to be fit, so I think he will play. And it's like, will that kind of sour the mood a bit at Anfield? I don't think it's a great one for them, is it? They obviously adore him as a boyhood player for them. He's grown up, he's won titles with them and stuff, and then now he's just going to leave them on a free and deny them the chance to get money for him. So that might cause a bit of a stir as well, which might just keep their fans a bit more flat than they would have been. Or who knows, they could end up just coming out in full support for Alexander-Arnold. Who knows? But we've got to use little things, haven't we, to try and get something here, because as I said, we haven't won there since 1999 with fans, and we need to win there with the fans in front, because yes, it was great winning 2-0 in COVID, but you want that away end to be rocking, don't you? And I won't be in the away end this time, but I hope for any of the Blues that go, they can have a trip that's worthwhile, because we can enjoy these games now, can't we? We're safe. David Moyes has had 10 games in charge now, and he's got 17 points, I think, for us, which it's more than any other team even have in the bottom three this season. So, I think David Moyes has done a pretty good job, and now that we're in that position where we don't have to worry about relegation, we can take these games more and look at them as, right, we can actually go for this a bit. We don't have to be so risk averse all the time. Yes, don't completely open up and let Liverpool walk all over you, but have a bit of bravery, a bit of a push to try and win this game, because we know how much it'd mean. We know how much it'd mean to us to go and win here, and just put that horrible run aside. It's a terrible run, isn't it? And it's one that's just stuck to us, really. And how great would it be to move into the new stadium, but also solve that horrible record at Anfield as well, so we can go into the new stadium with a blank slate at the new stadium for Merseyside derbies, and then completely write off everything that had happened before at Anfield as well. So it'll be a fiery one, I'm sure it will. There'll be a bit of a vengeance situation with Abdoulaye Doucouré as well. I don't know what their fans are going to be like with him. Of course, there was a bit of a brawl at the end of the game at Goodison. That might mean there's going to be a bit of needle in this one. I hope there is. That's what Merseyside derby should be about. I feel like that last game, that 2-2, was a proper derby. It was something that we haven't really had in a long time. Both teams were like really going at it. Both teams wanted it. And I think just the end scenes kind of summed all that up, really. I imagine Doucouré might get a bit of stick for that, but how good would it be if he went and scored in the Cop End? It could happen, couldn't it? It could happen. And I think Abdoulaye Doucouré would love that as well, because you can just see now he absolutely loves Everton, doesn't he? So fingers crossed, if he could do that, that'd be fantastic. In terms of a prediction, with the Merseyside derby, we're not going negative. We can't be doing that, can we? We can't be doing that. I'm going to go with a 1-0. It's going to be flat at Anfield. They'll be struggling to get themselves back up again after being knocked completely down after the cup defeat and the Champions League defeat as well. And I think we'll nick one and we'll get it. How fantastic could that be? But you've got to let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think we can do it? Is it a game that you're worried about? I'm certainly not going into this terrified of them. Yes, they're top of the league, but the fact is, there's no pressure on us now. We've got nothing to lose, and it's a chance to just go and try and beat them. And if we don't, we don't. But if we do, it'll be brilliant, won't it? Let me know what you think of the team as well. Would you start Alcaraz? Do you trust him? I have heard that he's got a bit of a hot head, but also he's got that X factor, hasn't he? Could he be the one maybe to get the goal for us? It's a decision that David Moyes is going to have to make. But I do hope you've enjoyed the preview. Hopefully we can get a win there. Back to football again. Everton are back playing, and if we could start it with a Merseyside derby win, then what a platform we've got for the last few games of the season just to enjoy in the sun. The clocks have gone forward, the sun's out, and Everton are back. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.